Let's talk some Vol football. I know there's nothing going on, but we're going to flash it back a little bit to this entire decade. We're doing our
We're
all
doing a
deck.
lot of flashbacks.
I know. Well, it's all you can do right now.
Right, yeah, I guess so. We're doing
uh,
the channel TN. It's just,
yeah,
highlights of previous years.
exactly. We're doing an all decade team. This tonight we're going to just do the offense. I didn't tell you, and it shouldn't be a hard one, but let's throw in place kicker there too. Let's do a little special teams.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it should be hard. I think we know
No.
who it's going to be. But we'll throw in place kicker. But we're going to do offense. That's we're going to go through one quarterback, two running backs, three wide receivers, a tight end, an entire offensive line, and then a place kicker. Quarterback, let's start there. And I think this one's kind of interesting. I think I know who you're going to pick, but I was like, maybe he'll go hot take. But not even really a hot take, a lukewarm take, and throw somebody else in there.
I'm going to go Tyler Bray.
Are you?
I am.
That was the interesting
I'm gonna
one.
go Tyler Bray.
That was the interesting one. I mean, I don't fault you at all. I just, but when you just look at his sheer production alone, it's it's very impressive. If he's on a better defense, I think you assume that those teams are a lot better.
Yeah, and I look at the offensive line. If I'm picking who has the better offensive line, I think Tyler Bray he's got to be the guy. If he has a good offensive line, Tyler
Bray's
Bray
offensive line was really good.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And most of the guys like he played with are on my offensive line.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
And then receivers as well. So I just thought it made sense. I wanted to pick Josh Dobbs, but I think just as a quarterback, it's got to be Tyler Bray.
So I kind of went opposite. I went Josh Dobbs.
Okay.
You look at his production both in the run game and pass game. What he was able to do to create plays out of thin air is incredible. And he did have a lot of talent, similar to Tyler Bray, but he did not have the talent at offensive line. He did not have a ton of protection,
No.
and he was a winner where Tyler Bray was not a winner. I thought Tyler Bray could go and produce, no doubt in my mind, but he was not a winner. He couldn't just flat out win. Josh Dobbs flat out won. You look at some of the games over his career that were losses. South Carolina in 14 is this first one that pops into my head that he pulled that one out of thin air. Georgia in 15. Georgia in 16. The dude was just a winner. And his stats back it up, too. He had some all-SEC honors. Again, I don't think there's a right or wrong when you're talking Tyler Bray or Josh Dobbs, but it's definitely interesting. Yeah, I went Josh Dobbs.
Ambassador for Tennessee. If you go like on and off the field, it probably is Josh Dobbs because I feel like he still does a lot for Tennessee.
He wasn't throwing Jack Daniels bottles off balconies, so
no, he's not doing that. But Jim Chaney offense, I want the gunslinger. So I figured you'd go with Josh Dobbs, so that's kind of why I went away from that.
I also just want him to unblock me on Twitter, so I'm trying to get his good graces.
Yeah, see, I'm still blocked, so I had to go with Tyler Bray.
We need to get him on because I want to apologize. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything bad, but I want to apologize. Running backs.
Yeah, I went with recent guys. I just feel like our running backs have been insane the last. Definitely in this decade, but you look at the last 5 years.
Right.
Our running backs were solid. So I'm going to go Alvin Kamara, number one.
So I'll go with my number one, and people are going to hate me for it. I think I don't know where people stand on this guy anymore. Jalen Hurd, and as much as his attitude was terrible for most of the time he's on campus, I think a lot of people will credit some of that to Butch Jones. But the dude would have been one of the best running backs in Tennessee history had he stayed his junior season.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of great running backs in Tennessee history.
He would have easily crushed the rushing record at Tennessee.
Yeah. So I went Jalen Hurd.
I didn't go Jalen Hurd just because he didn't finish at Tennessee.
All right, John Adams.
Whoa, that's tough.
Hold on. Do you know he said that Jalen Hurd couldn't be a VFL and he went and listed all these requirements to be in a VFL, and like some of them were like character and what you did after, and then one of the requirements was you had to finish your time at Tennessee. But who's the dude that has like 10 kids and a bunch of cocaine charges?
Travis Henry.
Travis Henry's like fall for life. It's like, what?
Character?
Yeah, I know.
The first one was character.
I know, that's what my point was. And then also, could you not make the argument that leaving after your junior year is leaving early? Like to John Adams. I know what you're saying. I'm just being the devil's advocate.
Well, I didn't do a Jalen Hurd through the years, so at least I didn't do that yet. But I went Alvin Kamara and I went John Kelly. I feel like John Kelly, he could have been a Heisman candidate, but behind a better offensive line. That offensive line was terrible.
On a better team in general. He played it. Yeah. He put up some production.
He was everything we had on offense.
Yeah, he put up some production on a awful team. The worst team in Tennessee history.
Yeah, it was trash. Absolute trash. And basically, like, we should have beat Florida.
Yeah.
And it was all because of him.
Yeah, you're right. I went Alvin Kamara as my second one, which is, it makes me sick how a lot of the guys that I picked were on that 2016 team that won the Music City Bowl. Woo!
Oh, man. After that Georgia game, dude, we were going to win the Natty.
I was convinced of it. I was convinced of it.
I mean, we went to what games did we not go to?
I went to every home game that year.
Yeah, and we went to Battle of Bristol.
Went to Battle of Bristol. I went to A&M. I feel like I went to another.
We went to the Music City Bowl too.
I was supposed to go to Georgia. And I didn't go last minute. Yeah.
God,
originally, I was like, so glad I didn't spend money on that. Like I'm leaving the house. Like, F this team, F this. I knew I shouldn't have gone. And then, I know they got me. Josh Dobbs got me.
I don't know what it was. I just knew I had to just keep watching that game.
Oh, I watched the last play. Like, I left so angry, and then walked back in. Was like, I have to finish the game. Like, I have to.
Yeah, I mean, there's something in Tennessee fans that they just know, like, it's never over until like they're off the field over.
I stayed for the entirety of the Georgia State game.
Yeah, that's. Let's not bring that up.
The only game I can remember leaving early in recent history was 2014 South Carolina, and then which we won, and then that was extreme circumstances, and then the homecoming game a couple years ago where we were just not in good health, and then it was the most boring game ever. Who was that against? Western Carolina? I sat with you the whole game, and we left early.
Was it? It wasn't the UMass game.
No. It was a homecoming game.
Was it Indiana State?
Homecoming. It was. I can't remember.
Oh, it was later on in the year.
It was 18. It was 17 or 18. I think it was 18. It was 18. I don't remember.
I don't either.
But it was a homecoming game, and we were not in good health. We had been tailgating all day, and I think we'd eaten some chili, and it was a rough one.
Chili got us, man.
I think we went to Cool Beans after, though, so we didn't. It's not like we went home, which was, it is what it is. My first wide receiver is the obvious pick. It's not just what he did at receiver; it's what he did.
Was it Charlotte?
Charlotte, that was it.
It was 14-3 was the final.
Yeah, it was a terrible game. My first wide receiver is an obvious one. The dog, man. I gotta go with Jauan Jennings. That's an easy pick, I feel like.
Yeah, I went with Jauan Jennings too. He's like you mentioned with Josh Dobbs. He's a winner. Dude is an absolute gamer, and will give you 100% effort 100% of the time.
Oh yeah, 100%. My second one, kind of a hot take. We all remember that one year that he was great, and the year before he was pretty good too. Derek Rogers, man, what could have been had he just stayed off the weed.
You're going like an all-convict team.
Exactly. If my guys haven't been arrested at least once, don't even bring them on campus.
Exactly, yeah. You got to get those Jansen Jackson and all those guys. My next one, I have Tyler Bray's receivers. I have Cordarrelle Patterson and Justin Hunter.
I mean, Hard to disagree
I
with.
wanted to put Josh Malone. I really did.
I did too. He's my last one out.
Yeah, he would be my fourth as well.
Yeah, he's my fourth. My third is a guy similar to Cordarrelle Patterson in terms of he didn't just produce at wide receiver, but also as a returner. That's Marquez Calloway, man.
Hey.
Cannot doubt him.
So who was your three?
Jauan, Derek, and Marquez. A lot of speed.
Oh, so you didn't have Justin Hunter or Patterson?
No. I love Cordarrelle Patterson.
That is the hottest of hot takes.
That's not that hot of a take.
To not have all three of those or both of those guys?
I think Jauan Jennings, Marquez Calloway. I mean, so Justin Hunter, his entire senior year is pretty much injured.
Yeah.
He tore his ACL. Right?
Well, he left early, didn't he?
2012, his junior year. 2012, his last year.
Oh, okay.
He tore his ACL against Florida, right? Or was that his junior year, his sophomore year?
Maybe it was his sophomore year.
I don't know. But Derek Rogers had over 1,000 yards his last year on campus.
Was he our last 1,000-yard receiver?
Yeah, I think so. No, maybe. Here's a hot take, and the only reason I probably left him, Denarius Moore had 1,000 yards too, I think, in 2009.
He had 900 and something.
2010. He had 900.
Yeah. So Jauan, Malone, and Denarius Moore all had like 900 yards.
Okay.
900 and something.
I think Marquez Calloway has the most receiving yards of career in the decade, I think.
Oh, wow.
I think that's right.
That's insane. I didn't know that.
I mean, because he stayed all 4 years.
Because I thought Jauan would have to be up there too, right?
I'm trying to remember. Maybe it was out. Maybe it was between all those guys. Because I was trying to decide Justin Hunter, Cordarrelle Patterson. Cordarrelle Patterson only had like 700 or 800. He did not have a lot. He had a ton of all-purpose yards, though.
Yeah.
He had a ton of all-purpose yards.
He was a freak.
But he didn't have a ton of receiving yards. I mean, he's definitely going to be my punt returner.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Derek Rogers, this isn't at Tennessee. He had a top 10 play as a returner for Tennessee Tech the next year against Oregon.
Yeah, the Eagles, baby. Are they the Flying Eagles?
Golden Eagles, I think.
Golden Eagles, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, dude, Derek Rogers was a freak. He was a dick, but he was a freak.
I'm wearing number 21 too.
Yeah, exactly. Tight end. Who do you got at tight end?
I got Mychal Rivera.
I do too. Going with Bray's guy. It was between him and Ethan Wolf for me.
Because I think he passed Jason Witten in all-time career yards as a tight end.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's pretty impressive. I didn't realize he had that many yards.
Or maybe it was had the most since Jason Witten.
Gotcha. That would make a ton of sense.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, maybe I read that.
I mean, there's still who was between him and Jason Witten? Stalker. Who else? I'm trying to remember.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
It's tough to remember.
Then we haven't used a tight end since. I mean, Ethan Wolf was barely a tight end. He's pretty much an H-back.
Yeah. He'd probably be the next one on my list.
I hate Butch Jones. Yeah, no, he's definitely. I mean, he's got to be. Which he had. Yeah. 16, he produced quite a bit. I think he had like 500 yards, close to 500 yards. And then at offensive tackles, who are your offensive tackles?
So I have Jauan James and Tiny Richardson.
Okay, so I put Trey Smith at offensive tackle.
Okay,
because I threw some guards in there, like you mentioned from that last Cheney offensive line. So I've got Trey Smith and Jauan James.
Okay. And then guards who you got?
I've got Zack Fulton and Dallas Thomas. Dude, I was looking.
I have Zack. Go ahead.
I was looking at their accolades. Both of those guys had some I did not remember had some impressive accolades that I did not remember. All SEC several times. I think Zack Fulton was All SEC 2 years in a row. Dallas Thomas was, I think, his senior year.
And Zack Fulton's still making a ton of money for the Texans, and he went undrafted. I think Dallas Thomas went in the third round, but both those two guys are my. Actually, I have Dallas Thomas playing center just because if you play guard, you can play center.
I probably should have done that to keep Tiny Richardson in it, but yeah, it's whatever.
So I have Dallas Thomas, Trey Smith, and then Zack Fulton.
Okay. And then I went James Stone at center. I went with a true center.
Gotcha. Because I mean, James Stone would probably be the only one. Coleman Thomas, it wouldn't be him.
James Stone by a long shot for me.
Yeah.
By
I was thinking
shot.
Brandon Kennedy could probably throw his name in there.
Brandon Kennedy's been injured for half his time at Tennessee, and I was thinking he might be the all-decade center at Tennessee. Because we had an effing walk-on from Volunteer High School as I don't know where Coleman Thomas is from, but
somewhere like that.
Yeah, I'm just like, God bless, dude. Our offensive line was so depleted there for a while. It's depressing.
Yeah, it was bad.
It's depressing. I mean, I guess it's good that we had a good offensive line for some amount of time, but who's your place kicker? Just to be sure, I gotta make you say it.
C-Mag.
C-Mag to the stars, and he's gonna play in the next decade, so he can be the next all-decade kicker.
Yeah, I was wondering how you were wanting to do that. I was like, some of these guys, like, they graduated in 2010.
Right. I don't think anybody on my list graduated.
So James Stone was like, he started in 2008, and I think he went to 2011.
Yeah, I think he played 2 years in this decade.
Yep.
Also, people argue. I don't know how you do your decades. While we're talking about it, I guess. Would you do 2010 to 2019 or 2011 to 2020? What's your decade? What is a decade to you? Have you even thought about this?
I was kind of going 10 to 20. Honestly. So I guess through 2019.
Okay, yeah, through the end of 2019. So, like, the 2020 season for me will start a new decade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're on the same page. A lot of people argue, and I don't even know. I feel like Tom's so weird, but whatever. I'm glad we're on the same page there then.